Hey y'all, guess what time it is? It's the Grawlix Saves the World time.
All right, the Grawlix saves the world.
That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're getting fixed, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake while the Grawlix saves the world. We're getting fixed, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake while the Grawlix saves the world. We're getting fixed, our worries are nixed. Let's have some cake while the Grawlix saves the world.
Hello, welcome to the Grawlix Saves the World. I'm Adam Caton-Holland.
My name is Ben Roy.
And I'm Andrew Orbadal.
Yeah.
Andrew, the bad attitude Orbadal. Are you
what
not-
I
I have a
Andrew,
bad attitude. I have a
you
good
on a pod
attitude. What are you
today?
talking
No,
about?
you fucking limped into that one, dude.
No
you
way.
You seem distracted. Are you okay? Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Is Eliza keeping you up?
No,
Is she
I'm
keeping
fine.
you up at night? Do we have to? I tell you, old Yoko staying in the log cabin. I told you she's killing this project.
This is a podcast where we better the world around us by bettering ourselves. And we're here today to do that in a very intimate, unique way. And I guess I just need to ask both of you out the gates, how you dumping? How your dumps? How you boys dumping? How your
I don't
dumps be?
like it.
Where your dumps be at? How you dumping?
There's
like
no
the
nobody would
inflection.
say that. No
What
one talks
inflection?
like that.
Yo, how you dumping? What do you? That's how I normally talk. How
No,
you dumping?
No, you
I'm
don't.
not really into it. Well, first of all,
All right, how your BMs at? Where you? What time
No,
your BMs
that's
be
not
at?
better. No.
I think I know where you're going already with this challenge, Adam.
Yep.
And but
You wanna,
I feel
you
like
wanna,
this is.
dissect our shit. Cool. I'll deliver some today.
You want me to shit in a
As
Cologuard
you know,
box and mail it to you?
Owls. I'm a big birder. Owls are my favorite bird, and I got to thinking, owls got pellets. You know what they ate. Maybe Ben and Andrew do too. So what I need you guys to do is deliver stool samples.
So many
to
mouse
my
skeletons
porch.
in mine.
I'll go through them. And Andrew, you got to slow down on mice.
Yeah.
You got to slow down.
Okay, so how am I dumping? Well, I'll
For
tell
real.
you what.
Yeah, what is this challenge?
Listen, I think you guys know my wife is a pretty big fan of the podcast, and she woke me up the other night. She just wakes up in the dead of the night, and she just goes, "Y'all should get Squatty Potties. You should do a Squatty Potty challenge."
That's like
And
divine.
I said, why?
That's
What's
like a
the-
divine inspiration. Like God
It was kind of, I
whispered
think
it in her ear.
God spoke through her while she was sleeping.
Wow.
It was weird. She was shivering, and she didn't remember having said it, but she said it. And so I thought that'd be a great fucking challenge. And I think we know what they are, because when we were all living out in LA, it seems like it was kind of the
It
thing to
became a
get.
thing,
But
yeah. So let's tell our listeners what the
a
fuck
squatty
a
potty is like a little piece of plastic. You put your legs up on it while you're shitting.
Yeah, it's
or
like a
dump.
step stool that molds around the bottom of the toilet.
And I believe that's like to get the gastrointestinal tract in a better shape.
It
for
makes
optimal
it
shitting.
straight, apparently, because you should be squatting.
Right.
You wouldn't be seated shitting in paleo
nature.
terms.
Right.
You would be in a squatted position, and most of the world squats to shit. And
Exactly.
we
Just
don't. We've
holes in the
created a
ground.
throne, yeah. So you effectively become a turd gargoyle. You can mount.
But it's even bigger than that. It's like so superior. It's like you're perched atop your throne, just leering down at the world, and ultimately
How
shitting
high
on
is your
health.
toilet?
Oh, 8 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, you should see. That's part of the reason he doesn't like
These
people.
old houses, you know what I mean? They made them different.
It was a
back then.
power move back then, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
yeah.
it's his feet swinging and dangling. That's the
Yeah.
most troubling
Well,
part
the
of it.
penny farthing. You rode the penny farthing to it, and then you just got right off.
You gotta be careful you don't crack your head open falling off that thing.
No, there's not a lot of room. You got to really crouch down. So it's
Yeah.
not a healthy shape that I'm shitting in by any means.
How tall will this squatty potty? Will have to be a good 7 feet tall.
Yeah, mine's gonna have to be special ordered. No, but I just she brought that up, and I thought it sounded hilarious and kind of like maybe something worth pursuing. Maybe this will be a better way to shit, which affects your life and health.
I've never used one, so
I have not. I have been to houses where people have had them. And
yeah, I always thought it was
something.
for babies to pee, like to reach the toilet.
Oh, that's so
That's
interesting.
what I thought they were.
Do you think you think babies get up on their 2 feet?
Toddlers, you know?
I was like, I just pictured this
ones.
8-month-old baby going fully, like standing upright.
Yeah,
and
can't walk
dropping.
or crawl, but we like to pose him up to take a pee in the toilet. He just clutches onto the sides of the bowl. Yeah.
Speaking of, we're in the middle of like, not the middle, but we're starting to potty train Malcolm, and he's curious, and he's had like 1 or 2 effective, shitting or peeing in the potty, but he's not all the way there by any means.
It's so
it's
weird
gonna be
how you
really
can't
good
just
to confuse him
communicate.
for a week by showing him a different way, and then taking it away. But anyway,
You know what? With my son, when he finally was potty trained, 10 or 11 years old, when we were potty training my son, it was amazing. He learned to do it very quickly. He picked it up very quickly, and then decided he didn't want to do that. Like he could totally
that
do
was
it.
an issue that we had as well.
And then it was as if one day the idea of shitting in something strapped to his body became so
repugnant.
And displeasing that he just went straight to going to the bathroom again. It was literally in one day. He just was like, okay, I'm going to do this full time.
Apparently,
I
it's
think
like a
that's
body
exactly
control
it.
issue with little kids. They really
and it becomes gross to them, and they're like, okay. Because like the other day, like Malcolm never used to, he'd shit in his diaper and you wouldn't be able to tell other than the smell. And then the other day we smelled it and we're like, Malcolm, did you shit in your diaper? And he goes, no. And then he just waddled off. And I was like, all right.
He's just like his dad. He's just like his dad. I can't tell you how many parties we've
I know,
been to.
right?
Adam, did you shit
Did you shit your pants, Ed?
No. Because I didn't want to leave the party.
I
was having
know.
so much
You were
fun.
having such a good time, and I had
I
to
know.
change you upstairs. But it,
I really don't like the image of you changing Adam.
well, I didn't like doing it.
I truly.
Well, the worst thing is I'd negotiate. I'd want to bring a toy.
And
he's
there's
like,
so
just
much
come up
hair.
and do it.
I mean, it took 25 minutes just to get.
You guys know that our brains immediately start drawing pictures, and I just picture you pushing his hairy thighs to his ears.
I got the ankles where you can grab both ankles with one hand with a baby.
A set of full 40-year-old balls. I can't even. I'm sorry.
It's so gross.
That's
And then back down to the party. Andrew, Adam, where'd you go? Oh, we're back. We're back.
Boy, those
What do we
boys.
miss?
The owners of that house, when they changed that trash, they had Oh my God.
Well, so for this challenge, I thought it'd be good for us to just try this out, see how it works for us. But I also thought it'd be a really good one to bring a guest into.
We're bringing in a guest.
Yeah, it's just a fun one. It's an easy one, yet it's an important one. And there's nothing comics like more than talking dumping. So I thought, why not bring in one of our funniest friends that we love and who's going to be so great for this challenge? I thought, why not bring in Ian Karmel?
Oh, fuck
shit.
yeah.
And we get Ian a Squatty Potty for a week with us. We all shit and we report back on how we feel.
Wait a second. Did Squatty Potty junior salesman Ron Doyle already send these bad boys out?
As we speak, 4 Squatty Potties are hurtling across the country towards our homes and Ian Karmel's. They will arrive imminently, at which point we are all to start shitting.
What? And I have a new roommate. This is going to be so awesome.
So what we're going to do is we're going to pull Ian right now. He doesn't know what he's getting. We just sent him a mysterious package in the mail. He was kind enough to say, yeah, I trust you guys. Just send me some shit.
Well,
So
we
we're
saw
gonna
what happened to Rory. He got cracker dust. You know what I mean?
Right. But it's funny. Ian's like newly very health conscious, and he's lost a lot of weight, and he's
He looks
kicking
great.
ass with
He
that. He looks
seems
great.
happy.
So he was literally, he said, no food, no drink, no drugs. I said, it's none of those. So, Ron, if we could, can we get Ian? Can we patch him in here? Can we get him into the podcast?
Oh, I'm
Bring
so
him
excited.
up. Bring him up.
Bring him up.
London calling.
That was so fast. Ron, you're so good at this.
The technology, the podcast technology is through the fucking roof. He got Ian like that.
I was walking down the street and then I found myself in a cozy home office attached to podcasting equipment. I don't know what happened.
Magic.
Yeah.
Are you okay? Are you in a weird state? Are you good?
I feel there's missing time. There's definitely missing time, but I feel okay. Yeah.
A lot of people say our podcast is akin to an abduction. So
Yeah,
We just
well,
rip people out of space-time and...
But don't worry, we'll plop you back into your Buick running on a dark.
Yeah.
Earth
Thanks
to
for coming
Ned
through
style.
the Grawlix Saves the World wormhole. It's nice to see you, Ian.
It's good to see
It's
you.
good to see your face, dude. And listen, we've been trying to add more guests to the podcast. A lot of people won't accept a random package from us. So
You're actually,
you.
I will say this, you're the second. And the first one was Rory Scovel. He regrets it.
He regrets it.
Yes, he regrets it.
I'm thrilled. I can't believe people like anything to break up the time right now, right?
And
Yeah.
I also want to say we did send something to Maria, but I refused to mention Maria Thayer because she did not use the item. So
Okay, fair enough.
Yes,
Good technicality.
yeah.
Good technicality. This is a podcast where we better the world around us by bettering ourselves through
Yep.
these kind of weekly challenges. We know what the challenge is. We're so excited to have you do it with us. So I think without further ado, why don't you open up that mystery box that's been sitting in your house and you'll learn what the challenge is.
All right, great.
It looks like he's opening the box with one hand, which would take an incredible amount of dexterity.
Now,
Oh my God.
yes. What do you got in there? Ian?
What is it?
Is this a squatty potty?
Yeah, buddy.
Yes. You're going to be using a squatty potty for the next week.
As are we.
All are.
As are
I'm
we.
game. Did this now? Is this sent from the company, or did one of you package this?
No, they sent.
Our producer purchased it and sent it. Off
It's
to all
because
of us.
it is just loose
Yeah,
in a
they
box.
just send it to you raw, just in the box. They don't bother to put it in a bag. It's not.
Right, it is.
Yeah.
It fits. It's like the box is the perfect size for this. It's jammed in there. It could use a squatty potty.
It's from Mother Amazon, and they know what you need and how you need
Look
it.
at him
Ian.
trying to wrestle
We're
that
foolish
thing
to
out
ask
of the
questions.
box.
Yeah, I was surprised too that there's
He's got
no.
both hands.
There's
Yes!
nothing. It's
Dude.
just the raw squatty potties jammed into a
So
cardboard
Ian,
box.
not to get too personal, but do you have one of these or no?
There's one. We have two bathrooms. There's one in one of the bathrooms, but I've never used it.
Oh wow, okay.
Well, in all
it's-
fairness to you as well, you are very tall. So
Yeah. I'm
You're-
really
this is
getting the
gonna-
legs up there is going to be a challenge. But one that I'm prepared for. I'm ready to see how this changes my life.
are you okay with talking about your bowel movements?
Yeah, everything's in play. With you guys, I'll talk about that. Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Do you have any problems, or are you a pretty normal, regular guy? It's all well, no complaints.
Well, it's I'm on a very strict diet. I've been on a strict diet lately, and since I've been on that, it's a little less. I eat a lot of vegetables, but it's less regular than it used to be. I used to
Exactly.
eat so much food that it was like Grand Central Station down
Gotta
there.
keep that factory moving. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You got that-
but now it's less.
You gotta-
It's less frequent just because I eat so much less food. So it's worrisome.
well,
Just
the problem is your
yeah.
knees are probably too low, so let's get them above your head
Mm-hmm.
in your basic approach. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I bet it's that all those veggies can't see the light. It can't. They're looking for the light at the end of the tunnel, but you got a few bends in there. We got to really straighten that hole out.
Yeah.
And so the challenge is for the next 7 days until we talk to you again, use this squatty potty for every one of your BMs. Now, here's the thing.
When I pee, can I ask you? When I pee, do I have to stand on it from a greater height?
a squatty pee. Yeah.
Is it a squatty pee, or do I stand on it so it's like a bigger
It's
challenge
called
and
a,
bigger
it's called a
drop?
big boy pee, and yeah, you can use it to take a big boy pee.
we want you to look like Carl Hess pouring wine into his own mouth. You know? That's an inside joke for people.
But
love
anyone
you,
that
Carl.
goes to Carl's Instagram will be so rewarded.
Yep. don't see it. It's an inside joke with an outside door. You can go. You can check it out yourself.
No, I think you should get up on that. I think you should aim down. You know what I mean? But 7 days. Now, here's the thing. Just keep track of how you think it's working, how you think it's going for you. And if it's improving, if it's not improving, if you don't use it anymore, why did you stop using it? I mean,
these are earnest life experiences. If you day 4, you're just in an abusive relationship with the Squatty Potty. Well, that's up to you. It's how you choose your own adventure this week with this Squatty Potty, and we report back on the details in a week.
If you decide to skeet shoot that thing off your porch with a Mossberg, that's fine. Just please get video for our Patreon content.
Yeah.
That's all we're asking.
Absolutely. No, I understand that. Is there another box coming with a Mossberg in it? I don't have a gun.
That's the next challenge.
yeah. But stay tuned for that one.
And Ian, should you decide to get that other Squatty Potty from your house, use 2 at one time, 1 foot on each. Hey, that could be fun too.
Wow, 1 foot on each, like I'm like an
King
emperor.
Shit.
Yeah, like Neptune coming out of the ocean on the back of 2 dolphins.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's not a wave that's propelling them. It's his awesome shits just forcing it through the water.
Well,
healthy, mature shits.
Yeah.
This is amazing that you're willing to do this.
Yeah, thank
you. Use it for the next week. Let us know how it goes. And that's what we're going to do. We should listen to some stand-up comedy because I know everybody is like, I want to hear how your shits go. That's what these people who are listening, they want to know. So let's listen to some stand-up, some live stand-up comedy. And when we get back, our bung holes will be, what are they, open?
No, Ben, stop.
Yeah.
When we get back, we'll talk to everyone about how we're dumping. Okay?
Yeah.
No,
be an
It's not
adult
that hard.
about it. We're gonna have a poopy diary, and we're gonna go through it. All right, be a fucking
Ian, your
adult for
turn.
once in your life.
I think we're going to be unladen, both physically, of course, and then also emotionally. I think we're going to grow. I think we're going to grow a lot through pooping out of our buttholes better.
Yeah.
And that's why Ian's one of the best in the game.
Yeah.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we listen to some live stand-up comedy? And, of course, who better from our friend Ian Karmel, the hilarious one himself. And when we come back, how you dumping?
I realized recently that I grew up upper middle class. I've had to come to terms with that. That's not a comfortable thing for anyone to admit, right? Everyone wants you to think they struggled when they were growing up, even if they were like going off to Ibiza every summer. You know, like it was hard. Most families had like 9 jet skis to pull them around in a throne on water skis. We only had 2. It was tough growing up. But the reason I think I grew up upper middle class is we always had like super dope mustard in my refrigerator when we were growing up. Just the fucking tightest mustard available. You know, like, I think if you can make economic decisions about your mustard, you're doing fine, right? You're doing fine. You're like, if you can be like, fuck that yellow mustard, get it out of the fucking house. We're not fucking with that poor people yellow mustard anymore. Get it out of here. You know that poor people mustard where it comes out like a child being born? Where the water breaks first. The mustard slowly slithers out later. Ugh.
Get out of the trenches of tedious tasks like managing order fulfillment and start growing your business with ShipStation. They'll help increase profitability by automating your workflow with their simple, easy-to-use dashboard. With it, you can pretty much do everything you need to quickly and easily. Update order information, print labels, compare rates, optimize shipments, and even set up automatic delivery notifications. And it doesn't matter where you sell. Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Shopify, ShipStation can integrate pretty much anywhere online. Another great thing about ShipStation? They can help reduce costs with industry-leading discounted rates from some of the biggest mail carriers. You might even be able to get up to 89% off USPS and UPS rates. So, make this year your most profitable one yet. Sign up for your free 30-day trial at ShipStation.com and use the code Spotify. That's ShipStation.com with the code Spotify.
And we are back. It's a week later. In fact, I believe it's even 2 weeks later due to scheduling issues. But through the magic of podcasting, we're here in the second half of your episode. We've been squatting. We've been pottying. What a 2 weeks it's been. I grew up in a very polite household, and we were always taught you let the guest shit first. That's just how it worked in my home.
What? Well, you grew up on a tour bus.
Wow.
That's why.
Yeah.
I grew up on a tour bus.
Yeah.
And old Pop behind the wheel said, you don't get back there and shit till all 30 guests
That's
have
so
shat.
formal. So when a guest came over for dinner, did you just kind of like let them know, like, and if you'd like
Should you
to...
need? And well, it's part of, you learn it when you go to like Cotillion and whatnot. There's various bells you ring, various forks you use for the salad, but then it's the shitting bell, and the guest would ring that, and we'd let them go to the
kind of a
formal
low
shitter.
cowbell tone.
I was raised with overhead breathing apparatus rules where it's like you make sure you shit first, because if you don't shit first, you can't even help your guest shit. You know what I mean? So you take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
You,
And then you-
on a plane.
Wait. I don't. You help your guests shit. I don't think so.
If you need to, if they need help, you're there for
if
it.
you're going to
you
be
know?
I'm
a good
picturing-
host...
I'm picturing Ian in an oxygen mask, like gingerly and politely helping a young man shit in his
Yeah.
guest bathroom. But he's safe.
That is so Blue Velvet.
It
I
can be
can't
as
even-
easy. It can be
I have
as
him
easy as
sit
just
rigidly in a dining room chair, and then I pick him up, and he maintains that shape, and I just move him over to a toilet.
Smart.
wow.
Well, again, and that's what's the beauty of America is we're all raised so differently, but with a similar desire for politeness geared toward shitting. That said, Ian Karmel is back for the second half of the pod.
Yes,
And
the man, the trailblazer. Here he is, right here.
Ian, how was your experience using this Squatty Potty for this whole time?
Full disclosure, I had used a Squatty Potty on non-consecutive occasions before in my life.
I thought you were going to
wouldn't
say non-consensual.
in non-consensual occasions.
Ian, what are you doing? This is a huge reveal.
Now that the
hashtag me poo. Am I
that
right?
one, oh my
okay.
god!
Ron, you
let's
can go
cut
ahead and
that
just
out.
yank the cord out of the computer.
Oh no!
We'll edit that one out. Sorry.
No, I think we put air horns around each side of it.
All right, so you've used a
So
Squatty Potty
I've used it before, but never. I over the last 2 weeks, I have dedicated myself to exclusively using the Squatty Potty. Even a couple times standing up on it to pee,
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
just to give myself a greater height and
a boosty pee, that's
kind
called.
of a boosty pee. So first, the pee statistics. The acoustics are slightly different. You know, it's a greater height, so you get like
thundering
Again,
bass
like
line,
Carl
I bet.
Hess with the wine. Just like, whoa.
yeah, it is. It's all the way up and down. But it's fantastic. It's a wonderful experience. I don't want to get too into the nitty gritty because as someone who
Ooh, it's gritty?
it's more nitty than gritty. But as someone who was more overweight but still is overweight, like I don't want to be fat and talk about shit like too much at the same time. Once you have your foot in each of those buckets, I don't know. It
I
paints
get
you a
it.
certain way.
we get it.
So it was, but I will just say it was easier. It was breezier. It was beautiful. Cover girl. It was everything flowed easier.
Yeah.
I felt it was a more complete bowel movement.
Okay, that's great.
I did find the squatting to be a little bit hard. Like there was a lot of moving the potty away from the toilet to
100%.
get my knees up.
When I first, they don't really tell you where to put that thing, how much distance to give yourself. So you really got to find your perfect squatting position. Because the first one, you got those high knees up around your head. Like, what are you doing? That's
I had
hard.
it tucked in the first time. I felt like Mike Piazza. You know what I mean? I was just like, knees way up. Yeah. I was like, all right, two, I guess. Yeah. 2 to the right.
I'm just picturing a fucking cocky rookie across your bathroom trying to take second on you.
Yeah.
You just fire it into the porcelain of your
Right from
shower.
the squatty potty.
dude.
Didn't even need to get up.
He does it from the squad. Yeah.
Pudge Rodriguez, dude. Yeah, I didn't even take the mask off.
Did you?
Yachty year.
Let me ask you about your technique. Would you, and this has been the big question that I'm going to ask everybody, did you sit down, then put your legs up? Or did you stand on the apparatus and try to do a full squat down to the toilet?
I sat down and then put my feet up. I couldn't have
Yeah.
imagined the notion of standing on it and then like
That's-
lowering myself down slowly feels.
That's what I tried to do at first. I was like, this thing can't be hard to use, even though there's a sticker that tells you. And I pulled it away from the toilet, pulled my pants down, tried to stand up backwards onto it to then sit down on the toilet, and just about ate shit onto my toilet, conked my head on the toilet tank. Yeah, it was very bad. And I was like, oh
Andrew
yeah,
is lowering
you
himself
fucking
onto that
idiots.
thing like it's the nose of a trucker in a handicap stall. He's just a slow squat onto it. I don't know why you would do that, Andrew. He kept texting us going, almost fell again. This
Yeah, I
thing
had a
is
hard
dangerous.
time. I was outfoxed by the simple, single molded plastic unit of the Squatty Potty. It took me a while to figure it out.
Contrary to Upper Deck, Andrew patented the below decker. Andrew
It's
hung
called
out below deck.
He calls
with
it the
staff.
steerage. It's called the steerage, and that's what he.
Just me and a lot of Irish immigrants.
K-19 the Widowmaker. It's down below, dude.
So
It was. I felt like a gargoyle shitting a lot of the time. I will say that. Like I did feel like in a very like dramatic squat a lot of the
Yeah.
time. Where like if I saw myself, I feel like I would look even more ridiculous pooping. And then my one thing about the Squatty Potty that like if I have a criticism, it's the name Squatty Potty, which I feel look, it's memorable, right? I get it. You say Squatty Potty, almost everyone knows what you mean. There's not another name for it. It's got like Xerox Frisbee brand recognition, even though I'm sure there's other brands. But like it's a little too juvenile. I felt very
Pretty silly,
juvenile.
yeah.
It's very silly. It rhymes.
Did you-
potty?
did you-
I
Especially
don't
if
use
people
a
were
lot.
to ask, like, hey, what's this thing in your bathroom? And then you'd say, it's my Squatty Potty. And they're like,
Yeah.
this is toddler. This is a
It's
toddler
my Squatty
thing.
Potty. Yeah, it's
Do you
very.
think
Well,
it
but I
should
mean-
have like branding that's just fun to say, like Google or something like that? Or
yeah, Poogle.
yeah, the Google.
I'm trying to think of a better, but I mean, I totally agree. But what's better?
I
Like you
don't
said,
know.
I'm telling you,
BM
the poop
plus, like,
stoop.
The poop
the
stoop.
poop stoop.
Yeah,
But
the
that's-
poop
but-
stoop.
But you still have to say poop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah,
like-
I feel like a defecation platform, something like that, something with some dignity.
That's some Demolition Man shit.
Yes, the defecation platform. There's something with some dignity to it.
The
I agree with that.
defecation
Squatty
platform.
Potty. If you're a gentleman, it feels dumb to say Squatty Potty.
What
You go
about-
check into
what
a
about
nice
the-
hotel and they got Squatty Potties? You're like, I don't know. This doesn't feel classy.
What about
What's
the
Fred-
elimination egress?
That I like. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's not. I love the. I think if you had the, what did we say, the defecation? What was it again? Platform. It feels better if Andrew gets a severe like CRT or whatever that brain injury is that football players get from falling off his defecation platform rather than a Squatty Potty. Andrew has injured himself on the Squatty
I mean,
Potty.
it certainly sounds like a more adult injury, which would be
Yeah,
nice.
I think it should be like a googie.
He has the brains of a 78-year-old man, but he's pooping like he's 18. It's fantastic.
Well, I'm glad that it helped empty you out. That was all branding aside. That's, I guess, was the intention, was to keep things moving free. And I want to say it, and I know Andrew and Adam, and I know that piece of shit Ron would never say it, but I want to say
Fuck
it.
you, Ron.
Yeah, fuck
Thank
you, Ron.
you,
Wow.
Ian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
We can't say it
Appreciate that.
contractually, but you can direct it, Adam. And I want to say this: you look lighter. You look great. You look effervescent.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank you.
You sauntered into this call, just freely moving, and a lot of it, I'm knowing you're less rigid in the hips. So
Yeah.
I
Oh
like
no,
it.
I feel like a snake. Like I got snake hips now. Absolutely. Yeah. I feel before it was like, there was ketchup left in the bottle and you'll sit on the toilet just like, trying to get, but with the Squatty Potty, it's the squeeze one.
yeah,
It's great.
right.
Yeah.
He's
Like a
he's a cold sharded snake. That's
Yeah.
what we were going for.
I feel like I went from the glass Heinz ketchup bottle to the plastic squeeze one. And that's just,
Huge game.
You certainly broke the glass Heinz ketchup bottle ceiling with that. You really shattered right through it.
What about
I'm proud of you.
so what about you, Andrew? Did you use this every day? First
I
of all?
did. Yep, I used it for every instance, and other than the steep learning curve up front, where I almost fell down a few times, then I nailed it. I was fine. I think I'm the shortest person involved in this challenge, and so for me, the squat was not as extreme. I don't think.
Well, I think your Dale Earnhardt NASCAR careening into the tank of your toilet would probably beg to differ, but go ahead.
Rest in peace, the Intimidator.
But
And
yeah,
also
it was
Ben's penitente squat approach that he's inferring, which we'll get to later. But yes.
But I totally agree with Ian. I think my experience dovetailed with Ian's, where it was easy to use. The perfect metaphor. Yeah, no ketchup left in the bottle. Just leave in the bathroom like a carbonated bubble in a glass of champagne. Sorry, a flute of champaign. Let's get appropriately classy.
Fucking dolt.
Cretin.
Sorry, I like my champagne in pint glasses. But yeah, I continued to use it. Even, I used it a number of times. I was like, all right, I think I fulfilled the challenge because it had been a 2-week period. But I was like, yeah, I guess I'll just keep using this. I was very skeptical, and this is something we could maybe get into once we get everyone's report. But I was very skeptical that this was like an LA gadget, where it was like, this is nothing, but people in LA have like glommed onto this idea of this silly thing helping you poop better. But there was enough difference where I kept using it. So
I think if it was an LA thing, it would be called it would have a different name. It'd be like an activated, like bathroom platform or like something like that.
Something, yeah.
Posterior wellness.
Yeah.
Squatty Potty is a pretty equalizing term.
Squatty Potty's like Des Moines got a new thing for your butt. Like that's
Totally.
That's the minor league team in Des Moines, the Squatty Potty.
Squatty Potty.
Yeah, the Des Moines Squatty Potties.
Oh yeah,
If
that
you run the
Mud Hens
bases and
Squatty
under 90,
Potty
you
scare.
get one of those. Ben, how about you? Because it did sound like you challenged yourself to sort of stand on that thing and then squat like you were weightlifting.
Well, first
down
of all,
to the toilet.
you all know that I enjoy working out. It helps me a lot, and I've been
They
trying
can't
to work.
see.
on,
Sorry to interrupt, but your shirt says jujitsu currently. Just.
He got that from going to the Nick Cage movie screener. So
Yes, this is the film, not the martial art.
Got it. My mistake. Oh, sorry, Ben.
But you know how I am. My Nick Cages. I have to go see them.
Sure.
I got. No, I will. I will say this. I just came from the bathroom to here, and I used the
This
thing.
is the sort of reporting that we need.
And I have not stopped using this. And as far as my squats, they're deeper than ever. We got a new toilet here, and it is low to the ground. This thing is Albuquerque El Camino low. Okay, it is.
Sure.
It's sitting low. It's got a
You
horn
got one of
on
those
it.
special custom chopped chops where they just take a good 8 inches off the bottom.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it
Ben,
does.
Ben had to go to Orange County Shitters to get a special chop job.
Just a sawed off toilet.
It's amazing.
It's his 41st birthday, and this dude shits hard. What do you got for us, team?
It's in metallic purple. It's got some white flames painted on
the
it.
toilet lid has an Aztec goddess airbrushed onto the top of it. So we have this new Kohler toilet, and we switched to that partway through this challenge, and I have to go
Wow.
deep
Free
now.
plug for-
You getting paid for that?
Kohler.
Yeah, what's
Yeah,
going on
I'm
here?
just gonna
with
drop
big
that.
Kohlers on board. I should have let you. We didn't have time. We just jumped right in because we're working on IK's
It's a
schedule
bold
here.
look. It's a bold look at the Kohler.
That's right.
But I will say I'm not entirely sure that I use this thing because it helps at all. I'm not totally sure that it's done anything for my BMs. the actual movement. Now, I, unlike Ian, am not afraid to get into the horny, corny of it all. And here's what I will say.
Corny.
Well, he
That's
said
what everyone
nitty-gritty.
says.
Yeah,
That's what everyone says.
Not everything has to rhyme. Jesus Christ.
Yes, it does. Okay, I'm fine. I'm getting anyway. So I don't want to get into the shatty splatty of it all, but I will say
Give
this.
us the loosey juicy, dude.
Let me tell you what's stinky on the pinky here.
Give us the poop scoop.
What I found was that it was good for expelling gas. That's where I found it. Not necessarily the actual solid, but the gas that comes behind it it empties me right out of that.
Like
but
the end of the whipped cream bottle before you're going to throw it away. You're
Yeah,
like,
like
there's a
the-
little more hiss in here, right? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but I will say that part it did help. The rest of it, I think I just enjoy because my legs don't go numb when I'm playing on my phone as easy.
On the
yeah.
Squatty Potty.
Yeah, when I've got my legs up and I've got my phone, I've noticed that when my feet are down, like my leg will go numb if I sit there playing enough words with
You are
friends
going to
or
give
whatever.
yourself thumb-sized hemorrhoids. Don't fuck around on your phone while you're sitting on the toilet.
thumb-sized hemorrhoids.
You just do your business and leave the bathroom.
You're
No,
gonna get
no.
thummy bummies.
See, you're getting how fun this is.
By the way, every time I'm in England, that's the candy I can't get enough
Oh,
of.
I love it, thummy bummy. The chocolate's just different. They just use different chocolate.
I've had so much of that shit confiscated at customs when I come back, and I'm like, but I love it.
I know, cheeky boy, thummy bummy, trying to
Boy
smuggle in
loves
the
his
thummy bummy.
bummies.
Yeah.
I've got tape to my body.
So Ben liked it for farting and for
Yeah,
being able
mostly
to
for the
play with his phone
for the
more.
expulsion of gas.
You're just a terrible person.
Yes. So my methane expulsion platform I found to be extreme. See, I liked it. And side note, I want to say this: Squatty Potty A commented on a photo of mine, and B now follows me on Instagram.
Wow.
Which
Wow.
is very cool.
Yes.
Very cool.
So
and
cool.
Congrats to you.
Adam, what about you? This was your challenge. This was all you. You came in. You said, "How you
This is my
shit?"
wife. Remember, my wife had this idea in a fever dream that we needed to do this. She woke up and she said, "Squatty Potty." She screamed it.
Yeah.
And then I woke up and I screamed, "Ian Karmel," and like the
Yeah.
episode just came together. It was a weird
fall in place.
fugue steak night for the Caton Holland.
She was deep into a bout of consumption, right? You had been like dabbing her head with a moist towel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had painted the windows black as you're supposed to, and we were trying to sweat it out. But no, Ian spoke to this issue rather delicately, and I'll also go gross because I'm like Ben. But I agree. It's like it was a one shot squat. You'd sit down and be like, boom, and you're done. And I'm not used to that. You're like, well, certainly I've got to labor more, and there's more to come. It seemed like this would just make it so you shat all you had to shat in that first offering, and you're like, I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
And if you read the product, that's kind of what they say. Like it cuts down time on the toilet and whatever. And that took some getting used to because I was like, well, surely I can't be done. Every other shit I've had my whole life, I'm not done yet.
So you
There's
had some
more- there's
phantom
more.
shits, like a man who's lost
I was-
his limb.
like a veteran, like a Vietnam vet.
Yeah, yeah.
So that took some getting used to. But now I'm like, well,
Oh,
shit, I
good.
guess I'm done. Like, and I appreciate that about it. This
Ron,
whole
I'd like
experience.
you to leave in the long, uncomfortable beat that came in after Adam said Vietnam vet. I don't know why. We all just paused for a
was just-
moment of silence or whatever.
Some of us are still over there, man. You know, that's what
I
it
think
is.
we were all
If there's-
wondering if that applied to the riff, and none of us knew. And I didn't know as I said it. But I think we're kind improvisers, so we all just kind of went with it.
Amazing.
The other thing that I appreciated was, I definitely think it limbered your hips up. Like it took some getting used to, but it felt like a stretch in your hips.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, that felt good just beyond the shitting of it all. I was like, wow, my hips feel a lot looser sitting for an amount of time in this position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think the limbering was a big part. I actually took took it upon myself to read about the Squatty Potty and what whatever gastro doctors, like people, GI doctors were saying about it, and they say that most people probably don't need a Squatty Potty. They said that it's about 15% of the population that benefits from having it, whether it's the shape of their colon or whatever, or how it's shaped. Most of us, it's probably a placebo type thing, that it's just for whatever reason you put yourself, or the anticipation of shitting on this thing or whatever. But because I just didn't, I don't know. I'm still using it though for some reason. And I think, to speak to your point, it's the limberness of it all. I feel loose when
I think there's something there. And like, this is not to be insensitive Westerner, but this is a way that more than half of the world takes their shits. It's just a kind of a hole in the ground. You're not sitting on a porcelain throne. And there's I think you go to it, like, I remember going around Cambodia, and you see like old men in this squatting position smoking cigarettes. I remember thinking, how can these 80-fucking-year-old men bend like that? My knees would pop now doing that shit. And I think there's just a limberness that comes from squatting in this position for your entire life. You're more limber.
Yeah,
I think there's value to it.
There is. Whether it be it an MLB backstop, one of the guys that changes the game has power from the squat. We talked about that a lot. Or a third world septuagenarian.
Smoking old man.
Yeah.
Like if we were to do a middle school field day where we all had to frog jump now, you know what I mean? Like we start in that position and we frog jump across a field, I feel like we'd be way better off than we were 2 weeks ago.
I think I'm sniffing out our next challenge.
Field day.
Field day.
We'll meet somewhere halfway between LA and Denver, somewhere in Utah.
I'll come to Denver.
St. George, Utah.
We'll get a field. We'll line up a field between our connections. The four of us, we can get a field in St. George, Utah.
We can. So let me ask this. Let's go around. Let's start with our guest. Do you, one, Ian, will you use this again? And two, do you think this product makes the world a better place?
I think the challenge is going to be not using a Squatty Potty. That's your next challenge.
Yeah.
I will continue to use it, and then pepper in sometimes when I don't, if I find myself in the bathroom that doesn't have a Squatty Potty. But yeah, I like it, and I don't know if it's just being on a bit of an elevated platform, like a kitty. Sometimes a cat likes to be a little bit higher, so they can just sort of. It's a shitty kitty, so you can survey everything going around.
We should have called it the shitty kitty.
Having said that, I'm not sure it makes the world better.
Fair enough take.
Specifically, the Squatty Potty that we got, it's not an aesthetically pleasing device. If I walked into someone else's house, if they had a Squatty Potty in their guest bedroom, guest bathroom, I'd be a little bit upset.
If I didn't know what it was, I would think it was for like a disability or something.
Yeah.
I would think it was like, there's something.
Adam
peculiar.
took his grandma into the house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it's a master bedroom device.
I love
Good for a master bedroom.
I love the idea that you sometimes want to go back to regular just to challenge yourself. Like you take the harness off, you free solo climb that shit.
Oh, absolutely. It's cross training.
Bagels. Andrew, what about you?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd keep using it. I have been using it. Like I said, it does seem to, maybe my colon is shaped like Gonzo's nose or something, but it seems to make it easier. It seems to make it easier to
what
shit.
Our listeners don't know is Andrew was kind of in a Maria full of grace situation for about 10 years, smuggling stuff across the border. And it was an ugly period.
It's shaped like a multi-compartment Samsonite down there.
It's prehensile.
Oh, God. And now that Ian pointed out that you look like a gargoyle, that just ups the fun factor of it. I'd much rather be like a gargoyle while I'm taking a shit than just like some schmo sitting on the can. Like, I mean, that's just that should be part of their marketing. Like, to, make the thing look like it's made out of stone, right? Like instead of white plastic. Fake stone.
I didn't think about this, that if your toilet is facing profile, like sideways, and somebody opens the door, You know what I mean? And you're sitting normally, not on your shitty kitty. You know, they get a little bit better of a view. But if your knees are up, everything's protected, dangling below you into the bowl. You're safe as hell. You could sit
But you
there
can
and
just
have-
hiss at him like a dog.
It was
Just go running away.
It was developed by the Israeli military for just that purpose. That's what they don't tell you about the Squatty Potty.
Every time you guys mention a gargoyle, I just can't help but picture this addendum to the Hunchback of Notre Dame, where all the gargoyles gather when that fire broke out at Notre Dame, and they all shit and put it out, and it's a miraculous ending. All the
Amazing.
all the gargoyles gathered to put out that fire.
Your ability to rewrite some of the America's classics. I don't even think it's an
Or
American
French,
classic. or
but
French.
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, classics.
Notre
know no
Dame is
boundaries.
in America, dude. Watch some college football for once in your life, dipshit. All right, Ben, how about you?
Yeah, I will continue using it. I think it helps at points. The biggest thing is I don't think it does any harm. So that's that. I don't believe that it changed. There were some times that I was like, did this make this easier? I think so. There was never a time where I was like, this is inhibiting my ability to use the restroom. So to me, if you get 25% better BM, then yeah, sure, I'll keep it. And I do think, in a way, it does make the world a little bit better of a place because we're talking about our bowel movements. And obviously, this is something that we've hidden a lot, but early detection of colon cancers and things like that. It is,
Sure.
This is important, talking about your BMs and how easy they come out and stuff. We shouldn't be afraid because, this may save your life. So I do think the Squatty Potty name keeps it light. It keeps it funny, and it allows us to jokingly, playfully talk about our shat.
It also gives you a better understanding of other cultures too, because if you just saw someone in China squatting over a trench, you'd be like, oh, how uncivilized. But, then you use the Squatty Potty. You're like, oh, yeah, these people don't even need to buy a Squatty Potty. They're ahead of the game.
You take off your pith helmet, you throw it into the ocean, and then you go squat next to him.
Honey, I'm going native.
Adam, what about you?
I'm not trying to brag, but I've got several bathrooms, so I'm taking the Ian approach. This whole time, I did the week-long obligation, but then I found myself going back to it. However, if I was upstairs and I needed to shit, I wouldn't be like, you know what, Squatty, I just use the bathroom right there. So I like having the alternative, and I'm going to keep that one in the
Oh,
basement.
damn it. I just wanted to imagine you carrying that thing around the house from bathroom to bathroom.
Instead of just going to the other bathroom, he brings it up to his favorite
Malcolm, go
shittery.
downstairs and get that ass Squatty Potty. I got my 2-year-old toting it around the house. I do think they could do better aesthetics. The white plastic. I have dogs. Hair gets stuck on it. It's not a good looking contraption.
Yeah, it shows your footprints very easily.
Yeah, it's kind of, and again, it was a cheap piece of plastic. There's probably nicer versions.
Maybe I
of
should
this.
make wooden artisanal Squatty Potties.
Well, they
right?
do.
Yeah,
They
true.
do have a wooden. They do have a wooden one because my friend has a wooden, natural grain looking. They're like fancy bamboo ones. They do have different ones.
Okay.
Ron, producer Ron, is just a fucking asshole, and he's extorting us. I have a feeling
I hate him so much. I'm sorry to interrupt you,
wanna
but
say
It's
he
okay.
is-
Everyone
he's-
feels that
And
way.
by the way, everyone back at CBS, it's a network.
Really?
It's a network-wide sort of feeling.
I bet
Yeah,
Ron
that's
got himself a teak one. I bet he's got a fucking oiled teak Squatty Potty at home.
No, I remember Andrew Andrew had some woodworking skills, has some woodworking skills. He made cool cutting boards a while back. I think you should make us all some homespun Squatty Potties for this Christmas, please.
Yes,
Wow,
I want one
okay.
that fits like a Dutch clog. You know what I mean? Yeah, the one that
I'll take
you
your
can hear.
measurements. I'll measure your butt to water distance. The whole 9 yards.
Yeah, the
I want to take my
BTW.
shoes off.
Balls
so it's got
to water.
barefoot imprints. That I put
Yeah.
my bare feet.
Oh
in.
yeah, with little massaging nubs in there. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
gonna be the
buddy.
whole 9 yards.
Massaging nubs. Yes, indeed.
Another
want that-
British candy that I
Yeah,
love.
it is.
Massaging knobs.
Yeah.
I want that rare Hawaiian wood you can't even get. What is that called? The koa? That's what I want.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
Some endangered wood, some
Yeah.
whinge
Yeah.
or something. It's not even
So that one's
supposed to
good
be
for the world and bad
used.
for the world. It kind of cancels itself out.
Bail
Yeah.
Bob. Yeah.
Well, I think that this was a really, really, really fun challenge. Ian, you are the fucking best for joining us and
I love
being
you
a part
guys.
of this.
Yeah.
Especially on this was a crazy challenge and you went for it. Some people might be like,
why don't you get some of
No.
that Grawlix saves the world bump? Huh? You want some of that? Why don't you
Oh, yeah.
go ahead, take a minute for yourself. Plug. Do you have anything to plug?
I'm going to
You
go
have
with a
stuff?
hard sell. If you don't listen to my podcast, All Fantasy Everything, I'll kill you.
wow.
I will come over to your house and kill you.
Yes.
This is a
Wow.
solid plug. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
it's
we
a
don't
call to
normally
action that people
yeah.
are going
threaten
to
our
understand.
fans, but that's fine. And that's a hard agree. This
This was very fun, and I do think the most telling thing about it, besides the fact that Ben, your endorsement was clearly because they liked you and followed you. I don't think you're just had they not, I think you wouldn't have been as pro as you are. But that's just what it is.
okay. Yeah.
We had 2 weeks for this challenge. The assignment was a week. All of us kept them. We
Yes.
could have chucked it out, been like, not for me. Did it for a week. It's 2 weeks later. We're all still shitting on our Squatty Potties to some degree, and I think, that's a testament.
Yeah, I
in
mean
itself.
this easily could have gone the way of the Tamagotchi, where you took the Squatty Potty out the day prior to us
Beat it with a
recording
baseball bat.
and then beat it with a baseball bat.
I will say I'm kind
Yes,
of
I
lazy though, so I can see myself leaving the Squatty Potty in my bathroom for at least a few months, even if I hated it. That's just me.
Yeah, it's just a nice urine drip catch. That's what it is.
Turn it upside down if you don't like it.
Yeah.
It's a nice urine.
Oh
drip
yeah,
catch.
and then once you get a few inches in there, you dump it outside.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
on
like the
that
little
note-
little middle grade underneath a set of beer
Truly
taps. Anyway,
disgusting.
Adam,
I think this has been a great episode.
Yeah.
We're going to listen to some stand-up comedy, and when we come back, we'll tell you all about next episode's challenge. Thanks again, Ian. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
stay tuned.
Now when I start dating someone, I have to think about whether or not this is the kind of person I might want to start a family with. Because I want to have a family, but I know I'm not ready for it yet. So it's weird. I'm not ready to be a dad for sure. Like, for sure. I'm fucking, like, one reason I was just, like, up way too late last night just Googling grilled cheese sandwiches. That's a real thing that happened to me. I was like, I got an early flight tomorrow. I should hit the sack. But first, what's new in the world of grilled cheese? And there was a lot, so I was up late. But I'm not even ready to be an uncle. Like, even just the idea of being an uncle creeps me out. Even just the word uncle is creepy. Isn't it uncle? It's like a creepy word. Like, I was home visiting my family recently, and I texted my sister. I was like, hey, do you have the kids? I'm looking for some uncle time. And my phone, on its own, called the police. It was just like,
And we're back. Thank you, everyone. What a fun episode. You know, it was very Ian Karmel saturated. A lot of Ian Karmel in this episode.
Can't get too much. I've got a sweet tooth for that
I've got-
caramel.
2
Nice.
doses of Carmel. I'm fully caramel vaccinated.
And I did have a slight fever and some soreness after the second dose of Carmel, but I still
was
want
worth
to
it.
say it was worth it.
You
Thank
now
you so
have
much,
your caramel
Ian.
antibodies, and you can spend as much time around Ian as you like.
Get out there. Hang with Ian. I want to say thank you to Ian Karmel, and you should follow him on the social media, and you should check out All Fantasy Everything. It's such a great fucking podcast.
One of the best podcasts out right now. Definitely go listen to AFE. Also, I wanted to plug, I'm going to be down at the Chief Comedy and Bicycle Festival in Trinidad, Colorado, April 29th to May 1st. I'll be joined headlining as well by Beth Stelling. Come on, that's going to be a stellar show. Stellar Stelling, myself. I know Sam Talon and Nathan Lund are doing their podcast, as well as a whole ton of other comedians. So get your tickets now, April 29th to May 1st, the Chief Comedy and Bicycle Festival.
Also, if you're not joining us on stereo, which I think is about most of you. What's your problem?
You're missing
why don't you
out.
get
It's
on board
fun.
with this shit?
It's really fun.
Every Tuesday at 10:30 Mountain Time, we gab ass. We hang out in Picasso's studio. It's 2 out of the 3 of us, and sometimes producer Ron joins in. And you guys can have a live podcast with us. Just download the Stereo app and check out Grawlix Comedy on there. And we have a lot of fun. Tuesdays 10:30.
Yeah, it's like just imagine a little extended riff sessions from this podcast. That's what the
Riff
Stereo Show
sesh.
is. We also have speaking of riff sessions, we also have a Patreon where we put all kinds of bonus content. We're gonna post a video of our recording session with Ian Karmel. We have a pod within a pod called Boy Crazy, and we have a new Boy Crazy coming down the chute, and it is insane. I
It's
can't
the craziest.
oversell how insane the next Boy Crazy is going to be, and that's a pod only available on Patreon. We give away coffee mugs, stickers, all kinds of fun merch. You can check it out, patreon.com/GrawlixSaves. There's also a link in the show notes in this very episode.
That's great. Do it. You can also listen and subscribe to this podcast for free wherever you download your podcasts from. And feel free, reach out and tell us how you dumping, girl.
No.
How you
No.
Not every episode needs a call to action.
You need
Pics or it wasn't dumping. Pics or it wasn't dumping.
Yes, exactly. We want to see the photos of your fecund. So
If even
please.
one person sends us a picture of their shit, I will never forgive you. Just so you know.
That's a valid point. We'll
yes.
put the podcast. Don't send us pictures of your shit. But tell us about your shits.
Yeah, how you dumping? Do you like the squats and pots? So give us a follow. Say hello on Twitter and Instagram. You can do so there at Grawlix Comedy. We love to hear from you. Mwah.
Thank you, as always, to our producer, Ron, Junior Squatty Potty Salesman. I think you sold 4 this episode, buddy. Nice
I
work.
heard he's going to win the President's Award. I heard that he is winning the President of the Squatty Potty Award for most sales in the mountain region. So congratulations.
All it took
Ron.
was 4, just shattered that sales record. Our theme music, as always, is by the astonishing Charlie Continental.
Ooh, he is astonishing. And so this is the part that people stay around for all the paperwork. They stay through that. What are we doing next episode? You know what? Because
Well,
I'd
Ben.
like to make a suggestion.
I don't know. What should we do?
I mean, I hope it improves the world.
Yeah, I think it will. Hey, let me ask y'all something. Y'all blaze? What's that?
The pizza? The fast casual pizza
Y'all
chain?
blazing?
Oh, God.
the Wesley Snipes
'cause I-
film? I'll watch that.
Because I think you will be after this next episode. But in the meantime, as always, it's the only reason I show up. Play us out, Charlie.